good to go, Rick?
Yep.
We're gonna get this started at 7 o'clock. I'm here, Thomas is here, Marty's here, Meg's here, Barb's here.
Very
Jim's here.
Thank you.
Given we have some guests and it's just a little different than usual, I'll just ask, does anybody have anything for public comment this evening? Okay, not a problem. If any of your colleagues do come in and they wanna make a public comment, we'll make some adjustments, so. All right, fairly quickly, just want to advise the group that Mel and Aaron have been working on a policy for rentals and reworking that. So I know that Mel had shared it with Meg and Tom, I believe, through the rec committee. And if there's any questions or concerns, let me know. But depending on what's going on, I may have a resolution for formal adoption for next week for consideration. So, other small little item is there is a box out there in the lobby for Toys for Tots. The collection will be on December 16th. If you are inclined, we would just ask that you make sure that you get it in well enough in advance, so once they pick up that box, it's not a burden to try to get it to the agency. There are lots of different agencies that are doing things. This is one that's been going, this particular agency has been doing it for a number of years at this particular site. So we just encourage folks to consider doing what they can for some folks in need in our region.
Michael, how old is Tot?
I don't know what they defined under there. We've seen everything from plush toys to, small robotic type toys and stuff like that. The last thing I would do is just remind folks, I'm looking for your fairly unscientific, no seconds or firsts required, but we are gonna do something a little bit different in the sense of community building. We had a number of children, artists, provide some winter items to decorate the windows of our building, so I'll be needing your thumbs up, your stamp of approval, your endorsement, and then 3 of the kids will be selected to paint their winter murals on the windows of the building, and they'll be up for some time. So the plan is to do this for every season, and then from time to time, if there's a particular month like cancer awareness and something like that, maybe we promote that as well.
That's my best artist picture, right? That's it.
Yes.
I'm not very qualified to judge this.
So that's the big stuff there. And let me just get through these. So as you can see, we had a number of them. So all right. I do have one resolution that I'd like to entertain this evening, and that is an on-call water and wastewater department. On-call supervisor for water and wastewater department. It's number 16244. Vicki, would you mind reading, please?
Whereas the supervisor has received a letter dated December 9th, 2016, from the Water and Wastewater Director, Scott Stoddard, which recommends an on-call supervisor position to address the water and wastewater supervisor's vacancy created by an interim medical leave. And whereas effective December 13, 2016, the water and wastewater maintenance worker 2, employee Josh Squire, is approved to work as an on-call water wastewater supervisor at a rate pay of the water wastewater supervisor as indicated in the current negotiated union agreement. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the Director of Water and Wastewater Utilities, Finance Manager, Union Shop Steward, and Employee Personnel File.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Good. Is there a second?
Second.
Mannix. Any discussion?
It was just interesting that the labyrinth that you have to go through
Yes.
in order to function,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to do this in order to be able to have somebody he can call in who can supervise
Mm-hmm.
at a time when he's got a person who's gonna be out.
Yeah, there's a number of things that, have needed to be negotiated due to some, absence, being mindful of that individual situation. Lots of conversations have been held with Clinton County personnel, et cetera, to address it. Barb?
And Marty, your point's well taken, it's just that, just some familiarity with the civil service, navigation, that this on-call supervisor title is probably the most appropriate one. I talked to Scott about that, because I think there was another option, but I think in terms of meeting the needs of business and the needs of our municipality, this one at least can resolve some of the intermittent absence.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just wanted to mention that.
At this point, though, it's just a temporary situation. And it could change at any point, right?
We'll put it on hold. I mean, we're addressing it as we need, with the need in front of us right now. And this is loosely associated, the guys are working tonight. There's some work that's needing to be done, over near the chamber. They had some backups and stuff like that, so, a lot of times, we think of our highway and our water department as, just the 8 to 5 type of job, and a lot of times they get called out and trying to address, whatever particular emergencies and stuff like that, so having this, structure in place, not only helps with the work that needs to get done, but the safety as well, so. Any, further discussion? Seeing none, roll
It
call.
just should be noted that it's within the budget that
Yeah.
we have already.
Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes. This resolution does carry. Rest of the material in front of you is draft, just go through it, quickly. There is the draft, material for the minutes. Draft materials for monthly reports. There is a draft resolution, honoring, our colleague, Janet. Thanks to Meg for her assistance in, crafting this. I would say if you have any thoughts and opinions towards, any modifications before next week adopting it, please let, Meg or I know. One thing that, Meg and I have talked about is trying to find a way to add something about, autism awareness. That's been something that she's been very well known for and has been a staunch supporter of.
I believe that, with the Advocacy and Resource Center, she's been a supporter in Albany for funds for that.
If you want to send me an email of something you want added, I can add it.
Next is a fairly typical request for the 3% deposit, disposal of obsolete computers and equipment, surplus obsolete vehicle.
I did, going back to that
Yeah.
surplus, oh no, that's not computers, it's surplus obsolete vehicle.
Yeah.
One's $100 and the other one's $0. Is there a reason why interdepartmentally we are charging 100 for one and 0 for the other?
In working with the departments, they felt that, one literally had little value, and one had literally no value. So upon the recommendation of the departments and really looking at it,
Well, I understand one has no value, no value for us and we're putting out the bid, but the other two just seems kind of odd that we're interchanging them.
again, it was the identifying that there was some value to it, so.
Is that more or less for accounting purposes? Okay.
Any other questions on that particular, water rate adjustment effective January 1st, 2017? And this is a process that we've been going through for a while now. And then we,
Have we already had the public hearings on this?
yeah, it has the opportunity
Yeah.
through.
We already have that.
And then, court services system. I know that I I sent some material to Barb and Tom as liaisons to the court, and they're on that committee, for some further, discussion and consideration. Do either of you want to comment on it, or you don't have to?
No, I think also with the parallel role of being on the audit committee, I think it's always gonna be wise to, I guess, identify cost-effective measures. And Tom may have some comments on that. So I guess I'm saying is just that moving forward, I know our agreements, you know, you wanna get them through a resolution process passed before the end of the year, but there may be some due diligence needed or required on this, just for purposes of making sure that the best interest of town.
Well, I assume we won't go without coverage, regardless, since,
How it's been explained to me is there typically is a request for continuation of, you know, a month.
Yeah.
Under the current agreement, to give some time. Sometimes that is not always as is, so you would go under the guise of the new contract and then negotiate differently. So there is some flexibility there, but we'll address it as we see fit. The next item is appointment of Carl Madonna as deputy town attorney. I would just bring your attention to one particular item, and that is the town board would appoint Carl Madonna, resident of the town of Plattsburgh, as deputy town attorney for a term to expire on or before December 31st. As I noted with the council members, there is a transition that will be occurring sometime in 2017, and this gives us the flexibility until we can identify CJ's replacement, and then some training and transition. So I do not expect that he will be in this position until December 31st, but, you know, getting prepped for 2017, didn't wanna arbitrarily just pick a date and say, you know, July 1st. Could happen earlier, could happen a little bit later, but I can tell you that some conversations are already begun to have with some folks that may have some interest in that, but certainly it's not just the, hey, I think you might be good at this, and talking to one person. So hoping to even wrap up some of those conversations with folks by the end of the week with a possible recommendation, just so people understand in theory who will be doing some shadowing and working with CJ in a transitional period.
so I assume then you're gonna add the word "or" to that?
Yes. Yep.
Or.
Yep. Okay. Then there is resolution for the acceptance of a parcel from Clinton County seeker. And last, which was an add-on, we're finalizing some details, but Steve Einhoff, Code and Zoning Enforcement official, has been doing some research on mini bid through the state purchase process, and trying to see if there may be a way to use funds from this year to get a responsible mini bid. So, more information may be coming by Monday. If it doesn't fall the way that he's hoping, this resolution will fall off the table, okay? So,
Can I go back to the acceptance of the 1/10 of an acre? On the last, now therefore be resolved on the back, just take off in the second line, just the acceptance, you would eliminate that, because it should read, does hereby accept the, I assume that's what we would be doing.
what were you talking about, Tom?
Well, on the last, now therefore be resolved, town board does hereby accept the acceptance,
Sure.
should be accepted 12.12 parcel.
Yep. Anything else? That is it, my friends. Any other public comment? I know a couple people joined late.
No, we're all set, Michael.
All right. Without further ado then, Drive safe, folks.
Sorry we're so slow, quick for you.
7:50.
Thank you.
Yep. And I would just say, I'm gonna spread these out just on the back table. If people wanna take a quick look at them and give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, check them for me. Okay? 10:50.
Thanks.
Well, I-
Jim.
Well, I-
Go ahead.
Figure it out.